Hustle on the Corner with Incognito and your good sis, DJ Mrs. I have the director of Opus here, Mark Anthony Green.
I'm posted on the corner. I'm posted on the corner.
How you feeling?
I'm great. I'm so happy to be here. How you?
I'm doing good. So I
Okay.
like to ask artists when they come, like, how are you
I
doing?
love your
mentally?
glasses.
Thank you. I'm a glasses girly.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
the
yeah.
pairs on top of it.
Yeah. How many pairs of glasses do you have?
I probably got about 6 or 7 pair.
Okay.
Prescription.
I thought you were gonna say like 60.
You know, prescription glasses is expensive. When I get that director check, I'll be up there.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't know about that. You just hope you got the insurance.
No,
to,
for real.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know that just came through. You know the girl full time now. So
Okay, there you go.
we're gonna do our big one.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I love to ask artists, how are you doing mentally? I know being an artist, it's a lot that goes on in our minds.
Yeah.
So how are you doing mentally?
Oh man. I am really good. I'm like overwhelmed in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like it's a lot. I've been working on this film for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So for it to finally be out in the world, to be here, I went to Morehouse. So this is like a really big deal for me to be here with the film. We're showing it at Atlantic Station tonight, which is a big deal for me. So I'm good. I think I'm good. You know how it is. You're
Yeah.
like, I hadn't thought about it till right now. I can answer any other question but that one probably. You know what I mean?
Like, cause I know it's a lot. Like, you moving.
Yeah.
Premiere after premiere.
Yeah.
And what's that been like, getting feedback from all of these different places? I see you
Oh, it's
were in
amazing.
London
Yeah.
and was
It's amazing.
Chicago.
Chicago was yesterday. Yeah. No, it's been great. Like, I wrote this film, crafted this film to feel like a pop song.
Mm-hmm.
And so it feels really cool when it, a packed theater and the movie's like working and everybody's laughing and jumping and like I think for any director, any filmmaker, that's the best feeling in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like I have a lot of friends that are stand-up comics. And what I think is so cool about stand-up comedy is you can go up with the same thing one night and bomb, and then the same night it catches and you deliver it,
You tweak
2
that one
seconds. Yeah,
thing.
whatever the thing is,
Mhm.
and it kills and the response has been so great so far. And I feel really good. I feel really, really good. But being here is very special for me. Like there will be nothing like watching this in Atlanta for me.
That's fire. So
Yeah.
fact check me. You were a journalist yourself.
I was, yeah.
GQ.
I was at GQ for 13 years.
So how do you think that helped molded you for becoming a director and writing film?
It's not like a 1-to-1 or like one is a building block to the other. Like it is like a pretty significant pivot.
Mm-hmm.
But Opus, what's cool about it is, so it stars Ayo Adebri, who's a brilliant young Black actress.
Oh my gosh, she did her big one.
She's so good in this film.
Yes.
She's good in everything she does. She's in a different gear in this film, which is so amazing to see like the great ones do something different, right? And she's gonna have such a like grand, expansive career. I'm just really honored that this film will be in her canon, in the Ayo canon.
Come on.
So I'm stoked on that. But for me, like the journalism, I use this analogy a lot, but like a movie like He Got Game, directed by Spike Lee, shout out to my Morehouse brother. That movie's not about basketball, right? It's a film about generational trauma. It's a film about forgiveness.
It's a lot deeper.
It's just not about basketball, but the basketball in it is very authentic because he loves basketball. And the journalism, the power dynamic down to the type of recorder to whatever, that's very authentic in this film because I did that job for 13 years,
Right.
But outside of that, directing is its own beast.
So like, when you saying it's a beast, how are you taming it?
Well, you tell me. You saw the film. Y'all
I think you did
letting
great.
me know. Thank you.
I like to
Yeah.
think when it comes to artists, I love to tell people that I really like how your brain works.
Yeah.
Because especially when it comes to thriller type of films, like you're taking us on a ride, a roller coaster. And you
Yeah.
said this was a 6-year process.
Yeah.
So how many times do you feel like you went back? Like, no, I don't like this. No, I'm gonna change
Oh,
this.
every day.
Literally.
I'm not trying to be funny. Not only every day in the writing process, every day in pre-production, every day in production,
Mm-hmm.
every day in the edit. We were so honored to premiere this film at Sundance.
Mm-hmm.
I think our premiere date was the 27th. I handed in the film on the 20th or something like
Mhm.
that. Like right no, it's like days before basically.
Right.
But that again is, you know, this as an artist, like the greatest gift that you can get as an artist is like the time and the space to make the thing what you want it to be. And I'm just grateful to the studio. A24 produced this film, and they just were such supportive partners, and all of the actors, the talented crew. Like I got the space to really obsess over it. And to your first question, I think when you obsess over something and you touch it every day, you mold it every day
Yeah.
to then let it out into the world. It's a trippy feeling. It feels very, very good, and it's just a bit overwhelming. You know what I mean? But I'm glad you dug the film.
No, it's fire. The music behind too.
Yeah,
You got
it
to work
killed
with
it.
the Dream.
I got to work with the Dream, Terrius Nash, and now
Now?
Rogers. Yeah, and
What?
they did such an amazing job. So in the film, John Malkovich's character plays
Mhm.
this pop star, and there are 3 original songs that John sings that Dream and Nile wrote and produced, and they jam.
Literally in real life.
Like they are
In
very,
real
very
life.
good. And you know, that was such an important thing for me artistically.
Mhm.
It's a swing, right? Anytime you have to make original music for a film that isn't like score, but like as part of the story, it, there's like there's like a bar that, you know, it's really hard to clear.
Mhm.
And I challenged Nile and Dream and to just be like, this has to be, you know, they were working with Beyonce
Tight.
and they were working with us,
Come on.
and they were going back and forth and
Okay.
doing that. So no pressure
No, I was about to say.
on that.
Hmm.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah. And so it was cool because they approached this project with the same vigor and thoughtfulness that they would approach Cuff It for Beyonce or whatever. Like they were fierce, and we were in the studio 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Like it, they didn't, they didn't make it good enough for a movie.
Right.
They made it jam, and that was
Come on.
that was the thing that they had to do, and
Because once it came up, I looked it up.
to see, yeah, like
Yeah, because I was like, wait.
what are these songs? People have said that to me, which is cool.
Where did these songs come from? Because they
yeah.
sound legit. They sound.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, not giving anything away, but it was everybody jamming to
Yeah.
it that made you be like, wait a damn minute.
That experience for me, like, you know, I love that. I love going to the movies,
Mhm.
and we're showing this film at Atlantic Station. I used to sneak into Atlantic Station when I was a student, like weekly.
Come on.
Okay, so like I go to the movies still to this day,
Mhm.
2 or 3 times a week. For me, that experience where you're in a film and it's an original story, and something happens, and you're like, is that real or not? I'm not somebody that Googles during a movie, but if a film gives me the urge to look
I'm
something
a
up,
Googler.
well, you're a Googler,
Mhm.
but getting the urge to me is like the highest honor.
Yeah.
One of the highest honors as a filmmaker, because you're like, wait, did I miss this?
I had to look up who was playing Moretti.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah. Like, did I miss this? Like, is this
Right.
real?
Right.
And that I've seen people do that in theaters,
Mhm.
and again, it feels like the stand-up comic thing where I'm like, we're killing it. Like
Tight.
the movie's working. Like this
Mhm.
moment is working, and for this audience, and yeah, and I just love that. But also, black music plays such an important part in this film. The film opens with a song by Parliament Funkadelics. It ends with TV on the Radio, which is like the ultimate black alt
Come on.
rock band. You got The Dream, Atlanta legend, Nile, who do the original songs. There's a cameo by Lenny Kravitz. You know,
Now that's what tripped me out.
yeah.
And that's why I was like,
Lenny.
wait a damn
Also,
minute.
what's crazy about Lenny Kravitz is 60 years old. He
Crazy.
looks 20.
Literally.
Lives like he's, you know, the happiest, but also kind of monk-like. He's like
Do that piece.
very cool. Yeah, very cool monk, like the
Yeah.
coolest monk, and the is incredible. But this like exploration of like cool kid black music that I wanted to celebrate with this film, that's been landing with people, which makes me really happy.
For sure.
You know?
And as a DJ, it's like I pay attention to when directors and writers, like, because music fits a mood.
Yeah.
Like, you need the perfect song for the perfect
Yes.
moment. And I feel like
Yeah.
that also played a huge part in this film.
Yeah.
So what was one of your biggest memories from making this film, being on set with the actors, the actresses?
Oh, man.
What was something like a takeaway moment for you?
So many. One that was amazing is there's a scene in the film where John Malkovich, one of the greatest actors in the art form ever, he does this call and response with the cult in the movie, and I'll spare y'all the details, but when you're making a film, every minute costs like a lot of money.
I bet.
So everything is scheduled down to the minute. We shot this film in 19 days, which is like no time in making a movie.
That doesn't
right?
sound like a lot of time.
It's insane. It was honestly, it was actually a bad idea.
So essentially, it took you 2 weeks and a couple of days.
Yeah.
Like about 3 weeks.
And you only get to do that with such talented actors. You only get to do that with the best crew in the world. You only get to do that like super prepared and all the things, right? But on one of our like most intense days, in fact, maybe the most intense day, the day before we didn't make the day, which means your schedule, there were shots that we didn't get. So I stay up the entire night. I redo my shot list. I simplify some things. The day is packed, 12 hours, right? We can't go over this day because we're only in this space for that day.
Right.
So even if I wanted to go and we could take the penalty, spend the money, we can't go, like, we have a hard out.
You got to get out of here, right?
Everybody has to be perfect, right?
Right.
So I wake up that morning, I get to set. Shout out to my AD, Todd Amatau. We get to set it like almost 2 hours early, like a 5 a.m. call time. Like, so we're there like
Y'all there.
very early. And or it was like 7 a.m. call time. We got there at 5, right? And so everyone is playing a perfect game. We're at like the 10-hour mark. I mean, crafty.
Everything
like,
just
if
going.
the food is fresh and hot and it's out
Right,
immediately.
Going
Every
so good.
actor's first take is incredible. We like everything. We're scheduled down to like every 5-minute increment, and everything is like perfect. Right? We got like an hour left. John comes up to me, and he's been the best partner in making this film. And John is 70, turned 70 while we were in production, and he starts telling me this story about his granddaughter. And he's like, Mark Anthony, my granddaughter, she's such a faker, and she has these temper tantrums, and she falls on the floor and she flares around. And I love this man.
Right.
I would get a tattoo of this man. I would run through a brick wall for this man.
Come
Me
on.
and this man went to war and came back.
Tight.
He believes in me in a way that for somebody that is that prestigious and
Come on
has
now.
those
That's big
awards and is
time.
that sounds that really means something to me.
For sure.
Can I curse on this show?
Yeah.
I don't know the fuck he's talking about. Okay? And what I do know is that I do not have time
Yeah.
for the story. And I'm like, maybe he thinks I'm nervous or something. And he's like, he's trying to like calm me
lock
down and
in,
shoot
bro.
the shit,
Yeah.
whatever it is, right?
Right.
And so I have he has like 4% of my attention, and everything else I'm, and then he says, and so I was, thinking about doing that. And it dawned on me, oh, he's talking about the scene.
Yeah.
This is the most important conversation.
Right,
This
so
is
it's
it.
like, wait.
My bad.
Back it up.
Yeah,
What you
let's
say?
run it back.
Let's run it back.
Walk me through it.
Right.
And he said, my granddaughter, she's a faker, and she falls on the floor and she flails, and we fight like cats and dogs. And so he tells me this thing, and I had no clue what he was gonna do. He's asking permission to do something different than what we had rehearsed and talked about, which I love. And so I go and I put one camera on the floor because he's talking about his granddaughter rolling around on the floor. And I make one camera really wide so basically you can see the room. And none of us know what he's going to do. And I hope y'all go see the film to see what he did.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing. And the room, I for a second watched people watch him. And the entire room, you could feel them be like, this is one of the greatest actors on the planet.
Right.
Doing something that no one else could do. And holy shit, is this special. And that feeling, I will hold for the rest of my life.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
When I was watching the movie, I was saying if MJ was still alive.
Yeah.
And he said, "What up, y'all? I'm back, twin."
If MJ came back and he had an Atlanta dialect, like
I'm back, twin.
that would be wild. Like what if that? Yeah, like what if when you go to heaven, you immediately get an Atlanta accent?
Cause I be seeing old memes and things like that. Like MJ was high key trapped out for.
I've seen those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when they came up to his car, he was like, "Oh, look at all that fish out there." Look at all that fish.
A legend.
So I was thinking, like, man, if he came back, that type of vibe, it'll be on CNN. It'll be this big of a deal. Like,
you know, what's funny that I think you hit on. I can tell you're very good at this. Do you remember that Michael Jackson album, Invincible?
I love that album.
Okay, so that was the thing that I charged Dream and Nile with, because I think that album has a few really good songs on it.
Yeah.
And then it has some bad songs on it. It has some songs where your heyday, it's the 80s and the 90s. And he was trying to, like Dark Child and all these other like contemporary producers. I think Timbaland had joints. Sorry if I'm wrong on that. I could be wrong on that. But I think Timbaland had joints in there. And like it didn't sound like Mike. But the ones where
like Heaven Can Wait.
Heaven Can Wait, Butterflies, and You Rock My World. Those three felt like they were 100% Michael, but also contemporary. And that's such a hard thing to do. That is the challenge that I gave Nile and Dream. This is a musician who was big in the 90s. So I need one song from the 90s. But also these other two joints, they have to sound like they're his. Yeah. But they also have to be able to play for DJs like yourself right now and make you like feel that the nowness of it. And I think they knocked it out of the park.
For sure.
Yeah.
I feel like everything down to the actors that you picked, everybody played their role.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The best cast on the planet. Best cast on the planet. Yeah, I'm so
Did you
lucky.
already have in your mind, like, these are the people that I want? Or did you go through a whole process?
You go through a process for sure. But I didn't go to film school. One thing that they tell you in all the, like, podcasts and books and stuff is to have actors in mind as you write. And so I definitely had certain actors in mind. Somebody like John was on a short list. Somebody like Io, who I knew, I saw one episode of The Bear and I was like,
I need her.
I just like, I love that I get to make movies in a world, in a time where Io Adebre's a leading woman.
Come on.
Where like, that to me is so cool. I think she's so beautiful. She's so talented.
Literally.
And interesting, like, but then people like Murray Bartlett, who like, when I wrote the script, I wasn't thinking about Murray Bartlett.
Right.
Murray Bartlett, in a lot of ways, he plays the boss. And he had one of the hardest jobs.
Yeah.
If it like
being an ass.
but also, but he also has to be believable, right?
For sure.
And it needs to not feel like he's a caricature
Mhm.
of a boss that is tough, but also needed. I wanted that to feel deeply relatable,
For sure.
especially as like young Black people in
In
those
those spaces.
spaces. It's like the way that those microaggressions, the like backhandedness of it, that is really, really
Oh, you're
nuanced.
so great. But hey,
That's a
sit the fuck back.
and you see what I'm
Back
saying?
up.
And there's a lot of actors I think that would have approached that
Mhm.
and they would have been like, "Oh, I'm playing the heavy. I get it. I'm gonna," and it would have been such an effort to bring that back. But
Mhm.
Murray, who in addition to being just the best human being on the
Mhm.
planet, like actually, if I was making a movie
Yeah.
about all like Spelman, all
Mhm.
Black HBCU of women,
Mhm.
I'd find a part for Murray Bartlett in it.
No, that's right.
This Australian white man.
Right.
I would do it. I would work
Right.
with him on anything because
That's fire.
he's such an incredible person.
Mhm.
But as an actor, he's one of those people, those artists that he has no idea how good he really is. And you can be like, you're like, oh, what if you tried it like this? And he's like, okay, yeah, I'll try that. And then he just like murders it. And
Mhm.
then he'll look at you and be like, was that good? And you're like, was it good?
Like what?
Murray, you're incredible.
Right.
And I think a lot of people like myself fell in love with him season 1 of White Lotus.
Mhm.
And that human that he plays is so different than him.
Yeah.
Like night and day.
It's kind of like we always gonna hate Charles from Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yes.
It's like you
Yes.
just
And we
play
should.
that role so
And
good.
we
And if I
should.
ever see you, Charles,
Yeah.
it's still smoke behind Helen.
That always makes me laugh. The people, the like character actors that we'll never forgive is funny.
Who's somebody that you'll never forget?
Oh man, I will never forgive. Oh, I got a few. I'll never forgive. Oh, I'm blanking on his name. I feel bad. He was in the Ray Charles movie, Steals from Ray.
What was
Yeah. What's his name? See, that's the problem. Cause I love him. I feel bad, and I don't want to put my phone out. But you know who you are. You know what you did.
Right.
You know who
We
you
at
are, and you know what you did, and oh, you know who else I'll never forgive?
Mhm.
He plays the Phantom, but in the role I won't forgive him in is in Titanic. He's the guy who's gonna marry Rose.
Oh, okay.
And when he
You
gets
never forgiven him.
when he gets in, I know y'all are like this thing talking about Titanic. When he gets in the lifeboat,
Yeah.
he takes the child
Yeah.
and gets in the lifeboat,
Mhm.
and the boat is being lowered down. I remember as like watching that. It's like I don't know when it came out. I'm 36, so I was like a kid.
Never forget.
I
this
was like,
dude.
you're the lowest
Of the low.
human being, and frankly, I don't know that I like have ever seen him in a role and not been like, ugh. You know what I mean?
Seriously,
Like I'm
though.
still offended.
No, seriously though. You know some people
I'm
just
still
got
offended.
that look.
Yeah, I'm still offended.
You gotta stay in
Yeah,
it.
I'm sorry to that man.
Right, sorry to that man.
Yeah, I'm sorry to that man.
So one of my biggest takeaways from Opus was we have to stop giving so much or praising false gods or things like that. And I want you to tell me if I'm on the path,
Yeah.
because I want to know your takeaway from the movie.
Here's the thing that, and you as an artist, I think you'll agree with this. Be it hard though. I put everything I had into this film.
Mm-hmm.
Your experience with it, what you take from it, that message, which I really like. I think that it is a disservice to your relationship with the art. Like y'all's thing is now y'all's thing.
Okay.
So for me, right now is like I'm in a posture of like listening. I
Yeah.
love to hear how it made you feel and
Yeah.
what it made you think. And what I think now is just not nearly as important as what you think
For sure.
and what y'all think,
Yeah.
and how it made you feel and what it made you question, and so I love that, and I
Yeah.
think that I urge artists to just not feel like we have to have answers. I don't think that's my job. I think my job is to make something thoughtful, provocative enough, hopefully evocative enough to make you want to think, feel, question,
Yeah.
flip a table, fall in love, travel, leave your family, love your family, whatever, forgive your family, whatever the thing is, right? I wanted to make you feel something. And one of the things that has been such a special part of this experience is that I see people feeling something from this film.
Man.
Sometimes they're upset, sometimes they're like looking at themselves, their own behaviors. Sometimes it's, I feel like I love this celebrity too much, or this politician or whatever, right? And I love that. That is why I made the film.
Yeah.
And my opinion was the most important when making this movie. It's my movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second it comes out, it is
it's
the least
over with.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm at the very bottom of the pile and importance of POV. And I'm getting used to that. I'm trying to get used to it.
For sure.
And it's been cool.
It's definitely an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, cool.
For sure. It started off, like I said, had me fucked up.
Yeah.
Then I'm uneasy.
I gotta tell Murray you said that. That really made me laugh.
Because I'm saying I'm about to take notes, get ready. I'm about to get ready to interview Mark Anthony Green. Let me get my notes so he know his sister watched his movie.
Yeah.
And then take notes.
Yeah.
I mean, fucked up.
Yeah.
Let me lock in.
Yeah.
But I
That's
think
so
it's so
funny.
far. What do you feel like is the biggest lesson that you've learned lately?
Oh man. The biggest lesson that I have learned lately is, man, I am so blessed. I don't know that it's necessarily a lesson. It feels like a lesson.
Yeah, for sure.
It feels like a
I
lesson.
was gonna say I think it is.
Like,
'cause sometimes you gotta sit in that and realize that.
And I never felt like I wasn't fortunate, that I wasn't lucky, blessed, all the things. But I have just immense gratitude. And everybody from the studio to all the partners to people like yourself that are taking their time to engage with this film, to engage with me, to have me on like super cool podcasts and radio shows. And like there's a level of just immense gratitude. And I don't know that I don't know necessarily if it's a lesson, but it's the thing I feel the most, in a way that like my friends have been making fun of me. They're just like, yeah, okay, bro, we get it. Like, we get it. You feel grateful to the universe. You feel grateful to the
we
world.
Gonna make fun of each other.
Yeah,
for doing
that's the
good
love
stuff.
language.
Like, look at niggas drinking water.
Yeah, look at you chasing your dreams. Yeah,
goofy.
Nah, yeah, exactly. Nah, 100%. Trust me, 100%. Yeah, but it's been, and I have so many great friends that like, they'll pick you up when you're heartbroken, and they'll push you and be there. And I don't know, like that has been just like, it's been overwhelming. It's been really cool.
That's fine.
I'm the luckiest human being on the planet. I'm like
I thought that's right.
Like a black Ferris Bueller.
Period.
You know what I mean?
Right. So I just want to congratulate you on this film.
Thank you.
You did an
Congratulations to
amazing
you
job.
too.
Thank you.
This is no short feat. And shout out to Cincinnati.
Cleveland.
Shout out to it's Cleveland and Cincinnati.
Yeah, shout out to Ohio.
Yeah, shout out to Ohio. Shout out to the Midwest.
But I want to thank you for coming to sit down
Thank
with
you
me.
for
You
having
did an
me.
amazing job. I hope it's an Opus 2 on the way.
I don't know about Opus 2.
Because you can't leave me hanging like that.
Well, yeah, but I'll say this, like the end, if you watch this film, I think you'll love the end. the end feels like a conversation. Yeah, thank you. Thank you
It's a
for the chef
conversation
kiss.
starter
Yeah.
for sure.
And in a way, to me, that feels like the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
The sequel is like you watch it with your friends,
True.
and y'all, what comes from that.
That's such an artist response.
It feels like a sequel to me, right?
Yes.
And because I've been learning stuff, and I've been hearing things, and people's POV and the way they take the film, and it feels like, you know, a sequel is just continuing the dialogue.
Yeah.
And that feels like the natural next step. So if there's another movie, it'd be like Opus 3.
Right. Okay.
You feel me?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see more from you.
Yeah, thank you.
Can't wait to see what else that you do.
Yeah,
We're
thank
rooting
you.
for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Go, Mark
Thank
Anthony
you,
Green.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all having me.
You posted on the corner.
Posted on the corner. On the corner. On the corner. On the corner.